Delhi Jal Board has come out and showed mirror to Aam Aadmi Party, saying that the allegations that are being levelled by the Aam Aadmi Party against the BJP-ruled state Haryana is not true. Well, this is a big political battle playing out ahead of elections. Feb 5 is the time when Delhi will decide which party will win the elections. Will it be BJP, Congress or the Aam Aadmi Party once again coming to power? But sample the political reactions coming in for now.
सैनी साहब, वो राजनीति ना करें, पानी के ऊपर राजनीति मत करो, पाप चढ़ेगा तुमको, लोगों की बद्दुआएं लगेंगी। गंदा पानी, जहर वाला पानी अगर जनता को पिलाओगे, मेरे को डरा रहे हैं केस कर देंगे, कर दो केस। केस करने में कोई कसर छोड़ रखी है तुम लोगों ने? जेल भेज दिया, फांसी पे चढ़ाओगे मेरे को? कर दो केस। तुम जनता को मारोगे क्या? दिल्ली की जनता को तुम जहर का पानी मिलाओगे और केजरीवाल आवाज उठाएगा तो डराओगे कि केस कर देंगे?
एकदम ये बात कहां से आई? इसका मतलब साफ है कि किसी न किसी इंटरनेशनल फोर्सेस के साथ इनके तालमेल करके कोई स्क्रिप्ट लिखी गई होगी, ये उस स्क्रिप्ट के ऊपर काम कर रहा है। अदरवाइज तो एकदम इस तरह की बात कहाँ से निकल के आ गई भाई? हम भी काम कर रहे हैं, हम भी राजनीति में, हम भी चुनाव में, हमने तो कभी इस तरह की बात नहीं की, दिमाग में भी नहीं आई। इसके साथ कहाँ से आ गई? और अगर आई है इसके दिमाग में कोई बात, कुछ न कुछ तो बात आई होगी, किसी न किसी ने तो इसको बताया होगा, अगर भाई जहर गिर रहे हैं, जहर मिला रहे हैं, किसी ने तो बताया होगा। तो फिर इसने क्या एक्शन लिया? लेकिन ये बात का कि चुनाव में देखो, ये बहुत खतरनाक बात बोली है, इसके लिए माफी नहीं, इसको वो सजा मिलनी चाहिए जो जरूरी है। देखिए, आप कोई ऐसे आदमी नहीं हो कि भाई चल रप टप कोई बात बोल दी, जाओ हो गया, कुछ नहीं, पागल है।
Last comment on the whole allegations of Haryana government poisoning the water of the Yamuna water.
Look, this is very, very serious. I think it's far more serious than anybody's taking. See, you are putting blame of genocide on a government, right? And if it is true, and if even there's a shred of evidence, I believe the Haryana government should be immediately dismissed. There's no other way that you can allow that to happen.
The Delhi Jal Board has rubbished the charges.
That's what I'm saying. If that is not true, right, then I think it is a case of spreading disaffection against the state. It's a very, very serious crime. You cannot put the crime of murder or deliberately intended genocide on anybody without proof, and that also during elections. Remember, there was a case of schools getting a bomb threat some time back. Investigations took place. Some NGO or some person was discovered doing that, and criminal charges have been filed against that person. I don't know whether that person is in jail or out of that. I don't know the situation. But I was told that person was arrested. So if that is the case, now either the Haryana government should be behind bars or Arvind Kejriwal and Atishi should be behind bars. In public, when you make such a serious allegation, I frankly don't know why Delhi police is quiet about it or Haryana police. In fact, look, there is the problem is there are lies. You can lie about various things and we will check you politically. But lies about a criminal intent, about the fact that you're criminally going to murder people, that's very, very different. See, I can blame you, okay, for lying to me. I can blame you for cheating on me. But if I blame you for raping me or trying to murder me or taking somebody from my house, that's a very, very serious allegation. That is beyond anything permissible in the law of what we can say basic exaggeration in politics. I think it's a very, very serious crime.
Right. Thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. There was Sandeep Dixit speaking to NDTV, who is a tough competitor of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal from the New Delhi constituency. He is the son of former CM Sheila Dixit, and he will be carrying forward the legacy of Mrs. Dixit, and only time will tell if people will favor for the legacy of the Dixit family, or will Arvind Kejriwal continue to carry on its stronghold in the New Delhi Assembly constituency.
Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal has written a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi urging the government to focus on waiving loans for farmers and the middle class instead of those for wealthy individuals. In his letter, Kejriwal stated Prime Minister should declare that no rich person's loan will be waived off. If you want to waive off, then waive off farmers' loans. Listen in, the reaction coming in.
इसलिए मैंने प्रधानमंत्री जी से इस पत्र के जरिए दो निवेदन किए हैं कि अब इस देश के अंदर किसी भी अमीर अरबपति के कर्जे माफ नहीं किए जाएंगे। अगर कर्जे माफ करने हैं तुमको, मिडिल क्लास के कर्जे माफ करो ना, किसानों के लोन माफ कर दो, लेकिन ये अरबपतियों के लोन माफ करना, कर्जे माफ करना बंद होना चाहिए। हम मांग करते हैं मिडिल क्लास के सारे EMI माफ कर दो।
Aam Aadmi Party's national convener Arvind Kejriwal wrote a letter to Prime Minister Modi asking to waive off farmers and middle class home loan in Delhi. He said that the person whose annual income is 12 lakh, his most of the salary goes into tax. This is the pain of middle class. He urged Prime Minister Modi that no loan of wealthy individual will be waived. He said that I've calculated that if loans are not waived, tax rate could be halved. From last 2 weeks, we have seen that Aam Aadmi Party is heavily pushing for middle class and farmers. Last week, Arvind Kejriwal made 7 demands to union government and asking to include that 7 demands in the upcoming budget. He said that to get relief for middle class, especially the union government should increase the tax slab from 7 lakh to 10 lakh, and government should also increase their education and health budget to 10%. We have seen that in Lok Sabha, in recently concluded Lok Sabha elections, middle class and farmers has heavily voted for BJP. To get another term, Aam Aadmi Party need middle class and farmer support in Delhi.
Now, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has stoked a major row where BJP is lashing out at the Congress MP, saying the Congress party is ignoring the contribution done by the royal families in India. Remember, Rahul Gandhi had said that royal families have ignored the plight of poor and hence the country is suffering. Listen in to the reactions coming in. Also, my colleague Harsha joins me for more.
Just a former member of the Dholpur royal family. He's also a 6-time MLA from MP, I beg your pardon, from Jhalawar. So he's pointed out how not just the other royals, but he's pointed out how his own family, the Dholpur royal family, had played a very pivotal role in modernizing the state of Dholpur. Now, apart from that, if you look at the contribution of the other royals, because we've got responses coming in from other royal families as well. So if you start with Jaipur, where I am immediately, if you look at what Gayatri Devi did for women's empowerment, she opened the first school for girls in Rajasthan, in Jaipur, called the Maharani Devi Gayatri School. And that's when a lot of women came out of Parda and actually had a chance for formal education. If you look at the Jodhpur royal family, the kind of work they have done for, drought mitigation, for the work that they've done in desert areas. They're also cultural custodians. You have the Nagaur festival. You have, even today, you have the music festivals in the Mehrangarh fort. So custodians of culture, still promoters of art, of folk music. And apart from that, if you, a lot of the royals have played an active role in politics, even in modern day India. So yes, this is a row that is part of political narrative and political discourse, if I may say. But even apart from the main royal families, there is, for example, even a small village in Rajasthan called Aua. And that village actually, in spite of being under the Jodhpur royals, actually fought the first war of independence. They took part in 1857 in the mutiny. So this is all part of historical narrative. And I think Dushyant has taken this up very strongly. Because remember, it's not just the BJP. I think he's referring to history, and he's talking about how it's important not to overlook the contribution of royal families in building modern day India.
United States President Donald Trump has said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit the United States in February. This makes Prime Minister Narendra Modi one of the first world leaders to visit Washington after Trump's inauguration. Donald Trump said that a long telephonic phone call was held with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and Modi will be coming to the White House in the next month, probably in February. My colleague Ghazali joins me for more. Listen in.
Prime Minister visited the United States. We had this Howdy Modi event, and then and the very next year in 2020, President Trump was here in Ahmedabad in Gujarat, and the world saw both leaders discussing serious issues concerning the challenges ahead for both the countries. And now what we're being told that Mr. Trump has already spoken to the reporters while on board on Air Force One, saying that he spoke to Mr. Modi, and very soon, very likely that the very next month in Feb, Prime Minister Modi is expected to meet Mr. Trump after visiting White House. And what we're also being told that perhaps since Mr. Modi is also going to attend an AI summit in Paris, which is scheduled between 10th and 11th Feb, so perhaps after that, the Prime Minister may fly to United States to meet Donald Trump. And this is going to be a very significant meeting because he will be one among the very few world leaders to meet Mr. Trump after he has assumed office as the President of the United States. And we all know that both India and United States have been engaging for the last many years on different issues, and how US values India as a partner, because Mr. Trump, or the White House readout on the conversation both the leaders had yesterday, said that US President Mr. Trump stressed the importance of India buying more defense procurement or having more defense procurement from United States, and he stressed upon the importance of India being one of the partners in Quad, or some as it is very evident that how immediately after assuming the office on January 20th, the very next day, United States administration held a meeting of the Quad's foreign ministers meet, in which India's external affairs minister Dr. Jaishankar was present. So Asia Pacific region, India being one of the partners, these are very concerning issues which the Trump administration holds very highly, and that is why we are also expecting that Mr. Modi, our Prime Minister, will be visiting United States in next month to meet Mr. Trump.
Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Mohan Yadav is in Japan, where he received a very warm welcome by the community. Well, big growth boost for Madhya Pradesh, as the Chief Minister is tying and making more deals with Japan to bring in trade and better investment opportunities in Madhya Pradesh. Listen into what he had to say.
जापान से हमारे अतीत के काल के संबंध तो है ही, लेकिन जापान आज बढ़ते समय में एक विशिष्ट अपनी जीवन शैली और औद्योगिक श्रेणी के साथ आर्थिक युग की संपन्नता के स्थान पाने वाला स्थान जापान भी है। लेकिन जापान से मध्य प्रदेश के संबंध भी अब आज के इस व्यावसायिक दृष्टि से बहुत अलग प्रकार से जुड़े हैं। खास करके जापान में से हमारे संबंध में मध्य प्रदेश से निर्यात होने वाली वस्तुओं की अगर बात करूँगा तो एल्यूमिनियम से बनी वस्तुएं, तैयार एनिमा, कार्बनिक रसायन, परमाणु रिएक्टर, बॉयलर, मशीनरी, यांत्रिक उपकरण, फार्मास्यूटिकल उत्पाद हैं। 2023-24 में मध्य प्रदेश से जापान को $92.8 मिलियन का निर्यात किया गया है। जापान में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग क्षेत्र और अन्य क्षेत्रों से कई जुड़े हुए उद्योग भी हैं। इस इंटरेक्टिव सेशन के माध्यम से हम जापान के सभी उद्योगपतियों से महत्वपूर्ण निवेश की उम्मीद भी कर रहे हैं।
Who will be the Canadian Prime Minister next after Trudeau remains a big question. The Canadian leadership race is heating up, with now Ruby Dhalla, a second-generation immigrant in Canada, has thrown her hat in the ring. She is a former model and a former legislator from the Liberal Party. Ruby also spoke to my colleague Gauri. Let's listen in to what she has to say.
My first question to you is, why exactly did you decide to throw your hat in the ring for the leadership of the Liberal Party?
I think it was very important to have diversity within our party, and also to have diversity in the debate in our country in Canada. It will be the first time that a woman of color and that someone from an immigrant community will be running to become Canada's Prime Minister. Given my business experience as a self-made businesswoman, given my experience as a doctor, as a healthcare provider, and also given my legislative experience as a three-time MP, I felt that that insight as a businesswoman, as a doctor, and as a legislator is very important to ensure that we navigate through the many challenges that our country is facing.
You mentioned challenges that Canada is facing right now. What, according to you, are the main issues for the Canadian people?
There's many issues and challenges that Canadians across our country are facing. First and foremost, we have issues in regards to affordable housing. Housing has become very expensive, and many of our fellow Canadians are having difficulty in buying houses because of the increase in prices. We also have an issue with an increase in crime rate across the country, increased food prices when people are going out to the grocery stores. And then one of our biggest threats, which our country is facing, is the tariff tax that Trump wants to introduce from the U.S. And given the tariff threats that Canada is facing, it will have a big impact on Canadian workers and on the Canadian economy.
Okay, under Justin Trudeau, the Liberal Party is facing record lows in terms of its ratings. How do you view that, and how do you plan to fix that if you become the leader?
You know, I'm the daughter of immigrant parents. I was born and raised in Canada in a city called Winnipeg, but my mom came to Canada in 1972. And I had the opportunity, through her wishes, through a lot of hard work, drive, and determination, but also because of the great country that Canada is, to fulfill a Canadian dream, to grow up from very, very humble beginnings in Winnipeg, you know, to work hard and then to go on to become a doctor, a self-made businesswoman, a 3-time MP. I think that speaks volumes about the opportunities that exist in our great country. It was because of Pierre Trudeau, our current Prime Minister's father, that many immigrants came in the 1970s. And I think with, you know, this hope, with the opportunities that Canada has, that it provides much opportunity for people to succeed. And I hope that as Prime Minister, we will continue to ensure that our immigrants continue to help build the great country that Canada is.
Okay. Okay, let me now come to the India-Canada relationship. It's been significantly impacted or hit by Justin Trudeau's policies. He mainstreamed a lot of Khalistani extremist ideologies. If you win the leadership race, how will you fix this? How will you address the India-Canada relationship?
I think that the Canada-India relationship is very important given the fact that we have a very large Indian diaspora here in Canada. You know, my leadership race is going to be focused on the issues that impact Canadians, that are priorities, you know, to our country. But this is a very important issue. And given the fact, you know, that Donald Trump from the United States, they want to introduce, you know, tariffs for Canada and for our economy, I think it's very important that Canada also create other partnerships and other relationships with many of the other countries in the world. And I think whether it is, you know, in China or in India or in Saudi or many of the other countries, we must ensure that we develop strong partnerships and relationships. So जितने भी हमारे कनाडा में बिजनेस लोग हैं, जितने भी हमारे कनाडा में वर्कर्स हैं, उनको भी एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलनी चाहिए कि वो बाकी जो देश है उनके साथ वो काम कर सकते हैं.
After Coldplay's successful concert in Ahmedabad, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said India has a massive scope for live concerts. Prime Minister underscored India's vast potential as a destination for live concerts, referring the success of Coldplay's recent performances in Mumbai and Ahmedabad. PM Modi said, and I quote, "Big artists from around the world are attracted towards India," and that he expects the state and the private sector to focus on needed infrastructure and skills for such concerts. Coldplay, led by Chris Martin, performed as part of their Music of Spheres tour, captivating audiences with sold-out concerts in Mumbai and Ahmedabad. Coldplay thrilled fans with its hits like Yellow, Viva La Vida and My Universe, their final show at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad.
पिछले कुछ दिनों में आपने मुंबई और अहमदाबाद में हुए कोल्डप्ले कॉन्सर्ट की शानदार तस्वीरें देखी होगी. ये इस बात का प्रमाण है कि लाइव कॉन्सर्ट्स के लिए भारत में कितना स्कोप है. दुनिया के बड़े बड़े कलाकार, बड़े बड़े आर्टिस्ट भी भारत की तरफ आकर्षित हो रहे हैं. मेरा राज्यों से, प्राइवेट सेक्टर से आग्रह है कि कॉन्सर्ट इकोनॉमी के लिए जरूरी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर फोकस करें.
Lakhs of devotees are set to arrive in Prayagraj for Amrit Snan on Mauni Amavasya tomorrow. The Uttar Pradesh police have issued a traffic advisory for Prayagraj to ensure proper crowd management. People travelling to Prayagraj during the ongoing Mahakumbh can ease their travel experience by avoiding restricted routes for travelling and parking on Jan 29. My colleague Sikta Dio reports more.
धीरे धीरे सर्दी इस इलाके में, शहर में कम हुई है, तो धूप में आराम से लोग बैठे हुए हैं. कल बड़ा स्नान है, इसलिए इंतज़ार है कि उस बड़े स्नान के लिए वो यहाँ पर रुके और कल स्नान कर कर ही लौटें। कुछ महिलाएं यहाँ बैठी हैं। आप कहाँ से आई हैं अम्मा?
कुशीनगर जिला से।
हाँ,
कुशीनगर जिला से।
कुशीनगर जिला से आई हैं। कब से आके बैठे हैं यहाँ पे?
अभी 9 बजे तक 1 घंटा होता।
1 घंटे पहले ही आई हैं। तो अभी क्या इंतज़ार हो रहा है यहाँ पे? आप लोग सब बैठी हैं
नहाने के लिए।
कब करेंगे स्नान?
कल करेंगे, भोर में करेंगे।
भोर में करेंगी। तब तक यहीं बैठे रहेंगे कि कुछ रहने खाने का इंतजाम करके आए आप?
खाने का इंतजाम है लेकिन यही रहेगा। हाँ,
रात भर यहीं गुजारना है संगम पर। हाँ, तो आप कितने लोग आए आप लोग?
90 आदमी हैं।
हाँ, 90 आदमी हैं और सब यहीं इंतजार करेंगे और कल स्नान के बाद लौटेंगे।
हाँ जी।
चलिए देखिए, यही है आस्था जो इतनी दूर से लोगों को, देश ही नहीं विदेश से भी यहाँ लोगों को पहुँचा रहा है। कुछ और लोगों से बात कर लेते हैं। जो आप लोग स्नान कर चुके हैं कि कल के स्नान के लिए आए हैं?
आए कल के लिए, आज भी कर लिए हैं।
कहाँ से आए हैं आप लोग?
कलकत्ता, धनबाद, चिरकुंडा।
अरे वाह, आप लोग हमेशा आते रहते हैं कुंभ में या फिर पहला मौका है?
नहीं, हैदराबाद
आपके लिए पहला है?
नहीं, दूसरा है ये हमारा।
हाँ,
पहले भी आए थे हम लोग 2-3 बार, जो भी लगा हम लोग आए हैं।
हरिद्वार वाला में भी गए थे हम लोग, हरिद्वार।
भीड़ यहाँ पर बहुत है, यहाँ पर चलने के लिए काफी मुश्किल उठानी पड़ी। तो आप लोगों को भीड़ से कोई परेशानी
मिल रही है और सोच के ही आए थे इतनी भीड़ मिलेगी, इसीलिए बहुत अच्छा भी लग रहा है और कोई परेशानी नहीं है।
आराम से स्नान हो गया? एकदम बढ़िया, हम लोग को कोई दिक्कत नहीं,
कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
The Indian Space Research Organization is set to conduct its 100th launch from the Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota, marking a significant milestone in the country's expanding space ambitions on Jan 29. And before that, ISRO chief visited Tirupati. Take a look at what he had to say.
We are going to have the first launch this year, 2025. GSLV F-15 vehicle is going to place the second navigation satellite NVS-02 for the purpose of navigation in the geotransfer orbit. Also, I am extremely happy to inform that this is the 100th launch from Sriharikota. The first launch was the SLV-3 E1 launch in the year 1979. From that, we have come a long way. We have developed 6 generations of launch vehicles, and till now we have accomplished 99 launch vehicle missions, and tomorrow morning we are going to successfully accomplish the 100th launch vehicle mission from Sriharikota. Also, if you look at the satellites, 1975 we successfully launched the first satellite, Indian satellite Aryabhatta. From that we have come a long way. We have developed a lot of technologies, a lot of satellites.
And with that, we are slipping into a very short break. More news and updates continue on the other side, so don't go anywhere. Keep watching NDTV.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Edge 50 Pro, world's first AI-powered pro-grade camera.
I've been reporting on all issues, big and small, from Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, rest of South India, bringing you all the action, all that you need to know, all that you want to know.
The energy of Maximum City is infectious. I bring in that energy in our news coverage from financial capital, Mumbai.
Covering from the southernmost part of India over the last 23 years, I bring in-depth and 360-degree coverage from the Dravidian heartland.
The land of Mishti is also known for its bitter politics. I have seen much water flow under the Howrah Bridge, covering Bengal in all its vivid colors.
Union Budget 2025, first budget of Modi 3.0. Great expectations, big bang reforms, tax relief to middle class. What will February 1st bring for you? Budget 2025.
Well, I'm in Altadena. This is one of the worst hit areas.
When disaster strikes, NDTV World brings you exclusive on-the-ground reports straight from the heart of the action.
A neighborhood in Los Angeles that has been devastated by fire.
I just received an emergency alert extreme, which has come on my phone.
Stay tuned for NDTV World's in-depth coverage as we bring you the real stories from Los Angeles.
This is the Altadena area, and there are still fires, and there's a lot of smoke in the area. These houses completely gutted.
This is reporting that matters only on NDTV World.
Modi 3.0 Budget 1.
It's a very complex backdrop this time. We have a lot of global uncertainties.
Will the salaried class get tax relief?
I don't see, a big tax cut being the main focus of this budget.
Will the finance minister step up reforms? Top economists and experts share their views.
The challenge is to improve consumption of the bottom segments.
On Budget Bites at 7:30 p.m. only on NDTV 24/7.
Mahakumbh, the festival of faith, the world's biggest spiritual festival, the divine dip and the spiritual sangam, a sacred confluence of faith, culture and heritage.
Thanks so much for joining in. You're watching the NDTV network and this is Texpedite. This edition is from India's financial capital, Mumbai.
Texpedite by Games 24/7 was conceptualized with a vision to give a platform of growth to Indian startups solving challenges in the fields of artificial intelligence, gaming, assistive and inclusive technology. With over 350 entries, Texpedite as a startup accelerator program is focused towards giving back to the growing Indian startup ecosystem.
Our hope is that with this program, we are able to kind of offer a launch pad, let's say, or a starting point for a lot of very innovative entrepreneurs out there that are both looking for, capital. Obviously, all entrepreneurs need capital to grow their business, to build their business. But also, I think probably the more important part for us is that, over the course of the last 20 years, this, being a technology business that deploys AI, data science, we think we just have a lot to offer to young entrepreneurs. We've walked that journey.
The event was graced by Shri Deependra Singh Kushwaha, who not only shared his own words of encouragement and enthusiasm for startups, he also shared the government of Maharashtra's vision for digital India's entrepreneurial future.
Startups are the forefront of India's economic transformation, driving our digital revolution. Since 2016, India has become the world's third largest startup ecosystem, thanks to the synergy between the government, industry, startup and innovators and other stakeholders. Under the dynamic leadership of Honorable Chief Minister Shri Devendra Fadnavis, we are thriving to achieve $1 trillion economic goal by 2030, and Mumbai is going to play again the most important role into this particular movement or achievement. We are building an AI lab with the help of STPI Pune and Government of Maharashtra, and this lab will be freely available to all the startup and innovators, especially in particular sector of AI. You are crafting the future of Maharashtra. We pledge to stand by you, offering resources, mentorship and the support you need to succeed. Together, let us transform our vision into reality and foster meaningful collaborations.
To the soon-to-be-announced cohort of